Okay, so as we come down here, we're going to be looking at, they consider these rivals to Rembrandt. I don't know the rivals. I guess they were in his time. I mean, there was a competitive marketplace for art. This particular work is by Govich Flink. Now, Govich Flink has an interesting history with Rembrandt. He was one of Rembrandt's pupils. He's as you can see, he's a wonderful artist too, in his own right. That beard is outstanding. On par with Rembrandt? Not, no. But exceptionally good artist. And what's interesting about Flink is that when the Dutch got done or got ready to build late in Rembrandt's lifetime the Amsterdam town hall down there, Dam Square, you can go see it today. Rembrandt was supposed to paint a series of paintings for it, including, Clausus and the Barbarians, which is mythology from the Roman period of Dutch mythology, so to speak. And they didn't like his work, and so they made him rip it down, and they hired Flink to replace it. I was in that location a couple of times. I don't remember if Flink's work is still up there either, to be honest with you. But Rembrandt's probably his last masterpiece wound up in Sweden. He cut it down, which is really a pity, and then took the cut up piece and sold it off, and it wound up somehow in Sweden. One day I'm with my son, and I'm telling him this story that I just told you on this film, or on this video, and as I'm talking to my son, we're looking at the Night Watch, and he goes, "Abba, is that the one you're talking about right over there?" And I looked over my shoulder, and there it was. So it wasn't in Sweden, it was at the Rijksmuseum for a period of time. I was astonished. So I did get a chance to see it, and it's great. I have great pictures of it. But in any event, Flink was basically, caused Rembrandt's paintings to get taken down, or he was hired instead of Rembrandt's paintings there. Now we're going to look over here at some Nicholas May's works. This is an interesting piece for another reason I'll tell you in a second, but May has some wonderful stuff at the Wallace Collection in London, which is a museum that you really should go see. If you ever get to London, go see the Wallace Collection. It's got a huge number of Dutch masterpieces painted all over the place, including quite a number of Jean Steins. What I find what's interesting, Nicholas Mace is good. I mean, Tobrogin's good, Mace is good. I mean, these people were all great. They just weren't Rembrandt. I mean, it's what you can tell, what are you going to say, or they weren't Vermeer, right? But what's interesting about this that I find interesting in this painting is this red hat, which I've only seen in one other location, not that that's my ignorance probably as much as anything else. And this red hat reminds me, or looks to me, like the red hat that Vermeer paints in his painting that's in Washington, D.C., with the red hat, the girl with the red hat. And this is the only other one I've seen. Now you can see also what's interesting is that they were bright enough to, or advanced enough to cause to understand that the red would reflect down into her face and makes a red complexion along her forehead and so on and so forth. You can't take anything away from Nicholas Mace. He did some wonderful works with household women sewing and so on and so forth. He's an outstanding artist, one of my favorite Dutch artists. He did some great domestic scenes, actually. And in fact, he did some fabulous domestic scenes. Here's another one that's one of his domestic scenes. This is a baby or a toddler. And this is the Dutch work, the first time that you see these toddlers or these children done like children. I mean, babies are hard to paint historically. They don't sit still. There's that problem. There's no photography, remember, so it's very difficult to get it right. But the Dutch mastered this, and this looks like a real toddler. And this was a breakthrough with them. Here you could see the layers of the green, the lovely green that comes through that window and the light through the window. Very similar to the Vermeer style. He was, I don't know if Nace was if he was in Amsterdam or if he was in Delft. He was probably in Amsterdam, you know. But you see this, the way this light is laid out is commonly done like this in many of these paintings in this window. Just look at the detail of that table, just to take a look also. That little still life within a painting within a painting, right? That's still life. Now I'm closer to this painting. In the Rijksmuseum, they wouldn't have any problem with me. At the Met, I'm surprised I'm not being yelled at yet. They will yell at me if I keep this up. All right.